So we're up in the thumb of Michigan in a really dark spot watching the Northern Lights. And it's bright enough that I can actually take this video in real time. See the windmills going. Gotten some great photographs. The moon is just set. What is it? It's April 11th, I think. I think it's past midnight. Maybe not. It's not quite midnight. So it's still April 10th. There's a large CME from the sun, which caused all this. Okay, now I'm looking due west. I'm going to pan around south here. And we were surprised when we were driving up, and I was looking on the northern horizon. I couldn't even see it. And then I opened this, I looked to my left, and it's like, well, wait a minute, it's straight above us. And there was a large arc straight above us, so I opened the sunroof. Now, some of that on the horizon is light bloom there on the left from a town called Port Sanilac in the distance. We're not quite all the way up to the tip of the thumb. We're actually in one of the darkest spots out in the middle of a sod farm. I've come up here to do some stargazing before. It is quite dark. You can see the Milky Way with the naked eye here. Okay, I'm going to pan around here. This is going to be, there's the roof of our car. This is, we're about due east there. Let's pan around back north, because that's where the good stuff is. See it moving there. So up in this area, there's a lot of windmills, and you can see them moving. Most of them are supposed to have blue, red lights, but there's one that has a white one. It's like, well, it's not supposed to be white. And maybe it is, I don't know. There's some good purples there. I'm going to pan up a little bit here. Let me loosen that. So that's what it looks like in real time. Now this camera, I have it set so it's a little bit, it's more sensitive than your eyes. You can definitely see it with your eyes, but you kind of can't see the purples there. But if you do just like a 2-second exposure, you're just getting huge blasts of color. I mean, like completely light up the whole sky. Greens, purples, reds, different shades. It's pretty amazing. So up here is more of the greens over towards the northeast area. Clouds rolling through, not too bad. At about 2 or 3 a.m. the clouds will be covering it, so it's probably head home before then. Okay, I'm going to pan east here. Some decent clouds there. I saw a light. I think that's Christy in the car with her phone. Maybe not. Might have just been a reflection. Okay, I'm going to go down south again here. Now that light on the horizon is Port Sanilac, which is a small town. We're probably 100 miles, maybe north of Detroit now. That bloom, that could be the lights of Port Huron and maybe Detroit further south. I think it is. It's too low, I think, to be the Aurora is the purples above it. There's some shady. It's almost something. In a way, the aurora looks a bit like the clouds. Okay, I'm gonna go due west here. That's where the moon sat. The moon just set recently, so it was up. Not much. It's not bright. It's, I don't know, 1/8, maybe less, 1/10 of a moon crescent. But there's just so much aurora. It's all around, and it almost looks like fog. It's just lighting up the sky. So I'm up in an area, and the light pollution scale is a low Bortle 3. There is no Bortle 1 in the lower peninsula of Michigan. You have to go to the upper peninsula to get that dark. At the tip of the thumb, there's a few Bortle 2s. That'd be like a 2.8 or something like that. 2.9. This is probably a 3.1 here. So it's almost as dark as we can get without driving another probably 200 miles north, up in maybe Alcona area. Up on the east side, it gets really dark. So it's a great spot for stargazing. Probably in the middle of 100 square mile sod farm. Maybe not that big. Now looking east there. I'm going to pan up to the zenith here. Let's go around south a little bit. Sorry for getting dizzy. Okay, I'm looking due south. Let's get the tripod head here. There's the road that I'm on here. Okay, I'm going to pan it straight up to the zenith. You can actually see some up there. You get it tightened. You just sort of watch it. There you're getting some good displays. You can actually see it scintillating. It's probably not the right term. I can't. The screen looks better than my eyes. My eyes can't quite discern the movement there. I have an older camera. It's mirrorless, but it's the original EOS R from Canon, so it has a crop factor. I wish I had a newer one that didn't have this crop, so I can get a wider view. I have a Samyang 24mm f1.4 lens. It's manual focus, manual aperture, but it's very well corrected in the edges, especially for things like stars, and it's very fast, so I can actually capture this in real time on a video rather than just a photo. So I've never seen the aurora dance around this much before. Not even in Iceland. It was more faint. So this is the best display I've ever seen. A KP of 8. Like once in, 20 years? Every 20 years you have something that high? And I think this is just the first wave. It is pretty noisy. I am at a high ISO setting to really bring in the light. ISO 12,800. But all things considered, to be able to see it in real time, it's not bad. Okay, I'm panning over towards the west here. Okay, I'm gonna go down, see if I can see any movement on the horizon here. I'm gonna pan up north. Can you see the movement there? Yeah, we can see movement. It's evolving slowly, changing and morphing. It's actually pretty good. See if we can see directly north here. There's some streamers kind of pointing up. Let's go due north. There we go. You can see the windmill. That's all we can hear out here, except for the coyotes, bullfrogs. Every once in a while I hear something scurrying. Actually, I haven't heard much coyotes today, but sometimes you hear them. And a little bit northeast there's a lot of action. Just an amazing experience. Oh, I think I just heard a fish splash in one of the ponds here. It's weird how you hear all these things at night when you're out. When I'm stargazing, I hear a lot of stuff. Cats fighting. Lots of coyotes near our house. It's calm. Thankfully, it's not windy. Because it's almost freezing. It dropped down at night, even though it was in the 70s this afternoon. Spring, it does get pretty cold. All right, so I'm turning towards the east. Yeah, we got a little bit there. You can hear the frogs in the distance. Or frankly, I'm hoping my voice is being picked up because I rarely use this camera for video. But I think it is. Okay, spinning down south. I'm looking due south. And not much to pick up. Let's go back. Now that is east. There's some good action right there. Oh yeah, you can really see it move. Northeast. It's good purples there. Oh yeah, some good purple streamers. Let's go due north again. See what we see. That's about due north. Hopefully I can run this through some post-processing software, maybe to get rid of some of the noise. I think I can. Christy and the dog are in the car. They're too cold. We left when she got off at work, so we had got a late start. She didn't get home till 9:30. So we were still on the road when we started to see it. We were heading towards Point Aubark, the lighthouse up on the lake, Lake Huron. It's another half hour north, and we figured, oops, kicked the tripod. We figured this actually might be darker and probably less crowded. There's no one here. We saw one car about a half mile up the road. Stopped doing the same thing we are, looking, gawking. But there were a lot of cars up along M25 parked at the pullouts. Okay, this is to the east, northeast. There's quite a bit of activity there. Let me look at the zenith again. Yeah, let's go back up to the zenith. Okay. It's not quite the zenith. But you can see some activity. Let me not look at the screen there so I can get my eyes can better adapt here. It looks like there's some good stuff to the east here. I'm going to go east again. To the east-northeast. I'm going to pan down. It's pretty bright there. Left towards the north. Yeah, it's good down low. Over towards the west, we have some action here. Oh yeah, there's some good purples there. See, I couldn't tell they were purple just by looking. It just looked brighter. This is like due west here. Can you see anything? Some action there, a little bit. Let's go back to this bright stuff here in the west-northwest. Oops, bumped the tripod again. Heading north. Let's go due north. It's about due north there. You can see some movement. So the aurora normally is not quick. So you see changes, they evolve, move across the sky. Sometimes if you see those real fast videos, it's a time lapse. my little remote control timer, the battery ran out. I thought about doing a time lapse here, but kind of wasn't prepared to set up for that. That would be quite striking also. You're looking northeast. There's a lot, there's a lot of action there. I think I'm going to wrap up this video and put my wide lens on. Get some more photos, and I don't know, I hate to leave, you know. You never know what you're going to miss. Oops. It's dark. It's that dark. Christy does have to work in the morning on the weekend. I do not. So she brought blankets and pillow. She's probably sleeping in the car right now. But let's do the there. It's due east. There's not as much action that way. How about here to the northeast? There's actually some pretty good action going on. Yeah. Let's go to the northwest and see if we can see more movement. It's pretty bright over here. A little bit of a streamer up there towards the upper left. I'm going to tilt up. See some movement there. It's getting a little sharper. This is so strong, it actually reminds me a bit like high clouds. It's just like it's everywhere. It's almost not as sharp as other times when you see just a ribbon or something. Oh, there, it's getting brighter. Oh, yeah. You see a little bit of pillar type stuff going on there. Maybe down a little. See it closer to the ground here a little bit. Just above the clouds, there's decent number of pillar stuff moving. See the purple's coming in. Actually, up north might be pretty good over this way. It's almost a 180-degree arc west to east up on the northern rim. Here, I'm going to look directly east. Try not to kick the tripod. Get a lot of purples this way. Here, there's some. Let's see if we can get some good movement over there. again. So many times when, they say the northern lights are going to hit, it doesn't. Or since we're in Michigan, there's eternally clouds. I've missed it so many times, or I'm working, or had to get up earlier, just whatever. It's been a couple of years since I've seen them. This is the strongest display I've ever seen. There's northwest. I see something coming in there in the center. I got some good movement. Wish I could get a photograph of that, but should have brought 2 tripods and 2 cameras, but it's hard to grab everything. Can work them from one person. That's really bright. I can hear a Chuck Will's widow in the distance, I believe. It's in the nightjar family of birds. It's a weird name. Now this is almost due west. Look at the zenith. Oh, the zenith isn't as good. Isn't as good. Let's look at this stuff here again. It's probably the brightest action here, northwest. Actually, the northeast might be better. I'm going to go to the northeast. Yeah, I think that's more active. It's kind of due north there. So I'm planning on upload this to YouTube. Maybe if you go in there, you won't hear me prattle on, but if you turn it to 2x speed, you'll probably see some good movement. In fact, I might even take this video and just speed it up, post-processing, maybe 10x to really see the movement. The problem, of course, is I'm panning around a lot, so you'll really get quite dizzy. Go back to the northwest here. Got some purples. So you can see some movement. Looks kind of a little bit like it's billowing there. There's a brighter one on the left, like green. Okay, we're taking another video here. This is looking to the east. Seeing some movement there. Pan down a little bit. Pan north here. To the northwest. There. You can see the movement of the lights. You can definitely see some good action there on the lights. Comes a bright satellite. Maybe not. I thought that was moving. My imagination, or is that moving? It's not my imagination. That is a satellite. All right. Actually, it could be an airplane, but I don't see it blinking. But I can hear it, so I think it's an airplane. Enough of that. This is what we came to see. Let's look due north here. Oh, here to the northeast looks better. Oh yeah, you get some good movement there. Okay, I can see the blinking light now on the airplane now. It's overhead. For a while there, I thought it was a satellite. There. It's almost like fire flames there, doesn't it? Oh yeah, you can see a lot of movement there. It really does look like flames, doesn't it? The previous video cut off after a half hour. This is limited. So I could splice these together. Give a bit of a pause. Let's tilt up a little bit. A lot of movement right through there. Yeah. It's kind of like an arc overhead almost now. Let's pan back down towards this ground here. It's quite active right now. To the north of me with the naked eye, it looks just like hazy clouds. It doesn't appear to be moving. To the east, some of these things, it almost looks like rain drizzle. You know, streaming down. Kind of like when you're on the plains and you see a distant thunderstorm. The screen and the camera are capturing much more vibrancy than you can pick up with the naked eye, which is a shame. Maybe if you're younger and had better eyes. Children probably get a better view than I do. Looks like there's some good action here. I'm going to pan over here to the northwest. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I'm done about videoing here. I'll go to the east a little bit again. I put the lens, my wider lens on and get some more photos. Northeast. Died down a little bit. Well, let's come back. Let's see what we see due north. We see something here. Be up a little bit. Yeah, it looked a little brighter before. Let's go northeast, see what we see over here. Northwest, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's some pretty good movement there. Some streams. There you got some good movement. It's actually a little bit to the southwest. This aurora is so strong, it's not just limited to the northern horizon. I've never been under an aurora that was south of me. That's incredibly strong. Here, I'm going to go back east. It looks like it might be stronger over there. Here's the northwest. North. We're here in the northeast. It's looking particularly strong over here. Let's check that out. Of action over there. Oh yeah, it's getting brighter. Right near the horizon. Oh, it's waning a little bit. And then go west again. Interesting over here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's interesting to see it in real time. I'm going to swap out lenses and take some photos here. And then, as sad as it is, I think I'm going to head on home. It's weird. I've been standing in the middle of the road for a whole hour and not a single car's come by. It's a dead-end road. I think it might be private property. It's back at the edge of a sod farm. So, that's weird. I'm actually on the gravel road. Yeah, that's bright there. Let's see if we see more over towards the east again. Oops, kicked the tripod. It's the northeast. I've gotten better views in the northeast than the northwest, but it changes. All right, wrap it up for real this time. Okay, I put a different lens on. This is a wider lens. I wasn't going to take any more video, but it just, there's so much action going on. The movement there, I thought I'd take another video. Now this one isn't as, this is a wider lens, 14 millimeter, but it's not as fast. It's an f2.4. Still pretty fast, but it's not a 1.4, so you won't get as much light. About half the light is the other one. A little less than half. But it's just, there's quite a bit of movement here that I noticed. I'm looking over almost the east-northeast here. For a while there, most of it was greens. Now I'm getting some more purples. I'm going to go up to the zenith. There seems to be quite a lot of action up there. I mean, you can see it. It looks almost like a cloud appearing and then disappearing and appearing and disappearing. Just wisps. Can't really detect much color with the naked eye. It's just a brightness. But it's faster than before. And some of it is a little bit more, let's say prominent. Wow, here's some, even to the south of me a little bit. Lighten this up. You see sort of puffing in there. It's like it appears. And over towards the east, still quite a bit on the horizon there, just sort of ramping up. That's the brightest spot right now. So overall, I don't think it's as bright as earlier, but it seems like there's a little bit more action and movement. And maybe there isn't any more. Maybe it's just because it's not as bright, you can notice it more. Whereas before, it was just everywhere. All right. It's about 1 a.m. Haven't had dinner. I think I'm going to eat some snacks and about an hour, 15-minute drive home. So sure I'll be able to see it from the road, but with the headlights you won't be able to enjoy it as much. And it'll be mostly behind me. But one spectacular night. crazy. And actually, they say this is the first wave. There are more aurora coming our way from the solar activity we had recently. Huge sunspots and ejections. Okay. Shutting down for reels this time.